What up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for all the support lately. So today we're going to be kind of talking a bit about the channel's journey as it's approaching that 3-month-old mark, and about how much revenue I made on the channel, some of the milestones we hit, how I got monetized, and then how I took all that revenue that the channel made so far and put it into Pokemon, since that's pretty much what I'm going to be doing for the foreseeable future with any money I make on, the ad revenue and on potential sponsorships. It's going to be going back into Pokemon pretty much. So I'm going to share with you what I bought. I did myself a little challenge where I went to a local store to see what I could pick up for that amount, and you guys will see exactly what I picked up and why. So if you like this kind of stuff, if you like Pokemon investing, then hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. I do a lot of videos about Pokemon investing, and I'll keep doing these monthly videos where I spend revenue on certain Pokemon cards, and then we can see how everything that revenue was put into performs over the long term, right? Month over month, year over year. So if that's something you'd be interested in, definitely follow along. So here we go. Here is some analytics. So we've officially hit over 100,000 views on the channel with this my single greatest investment in Pokemon right now video about, of course, the Charmander Pokemon Center Stand promo in PSA 10 and the Pikachu Palette Evolved Pokemon Center promo in PSA 10, and how I recommended those. Obviously, that aged really well. Those have popped off, especially the Charmander for now, but the Pikachu as well compared to the prices back then, which is always funny how Pokemon works, right? Even at that point, people were like, yeah, we missed the boat. The price is too high. And then it just keeps going up, which is funny. But anyways, that got 10,000 views. And then we got watch time 11,000. So if you guys don't know, for a smaller channel, because I just went through this, so I want to let you guys know if you guys are thinking about doing something similar, you have to get 4,000 hours of watch time within a 365-day period, and you have to get 1,000 subscribers to fully monetize, get ad and everything. Now, if you want to just get something like channel memberships and super thanks enabled, you just need 3,000 hours of watch time, right? But ads is where you're going to be making a lot of money as a YouTuber. So to fully monetize, you need that 4,000. So I honestly hit watch time before my 1,000 subscribers even registered, which was cool. But I think a lot of the times it will be challenging to hit that 4,000 watch hours mark, but luckily it worked out here, and we're well over that point at this point at 11,000. So subscribers as of this is 1,879, right? And estimated revenue, and this for the challenge I was a day behind, but here it's 336.52 USD. I'm going to tell you how much that is in Canadian since I'm in Canada, so I'm going to be spending in Canadian. And here you guys can see potentially with one video in this Pokemon space with relatively not a lot of views compared to a lot of bigger Pokemon channels out there. And keep in mind, like, super new to this Pokemon investing channel stuff. But you can make like 50 USD for a video, which is pretty cool. This one was obviously published before it was monetized, before it could make money. So even though it has a lot of views, obviously I didn't make much on it. And yeah, so let's jump into that. So 336 USD in Canadian is 476. Now, when I did it, this is an extra day of revenue. When I did it before, it was only about 430 Canadian. So that was the money I was working with. Now, whatever I didn't spend, I'm going to kind of push over into the next month's challenge of only spending that much. So here's the store I went to, Studio 151. These guys are amazing, amazing vibe within the store as well. And then also you have, amazing deals. They really help you out. And so here we have, out of 70 Google reviews, 5 stars. Like that, you rarely ever see that. It shows how much these guys, know what they're doing, care about the hobby, the people going shopping there. So yeah, really recommend this place if you're in the area in Fort Erie. And I do drop by, so you may even see me there one of these days if you do come. Now, this is the first one I got, Gengar, and we're going to go through all the prices that I paid for it afterwards and how much it totally cost. But first, let's just go over the cards that I got. Now, keep in mind you are limited when you go to a local store. They don't have everything in the condition you want necessarily, and obviously, if you're buying something, you wanna try to see if it could be PSA 10 material, even if you don't grade it. Like, if you ever sell it, you want someone to know that, hey, this could potentially be a PSA 10, even if it ends up being a PSA 9. So that's the kind of stuff I look for when I go to local stores. Yes, cards I want out of their selection, and cards that are in especially good condition, right? Or even if it's in perfect condition, if the centering is not great, then obviously you might want to avoid it if it's terrible centering. But you guys won't be surprised to see this Gengar. So a lot of these, I picked cards that I didn't have yet so that I could sort of diversify my investment portfolio, if you will, but still try to pick obviously popular Pokemon. This one I've recommended in a video before, so it shouldn't be too surprising that I picked it up. I finally got a chance to. So I had from Lost Origin the Trainer Gallery Charizard. I had the Sleeping Pikachu. I went heavy into the Sleeping Pikachu, as some of you know, but yeah, so I finally ended up seeing the Gengar and picking up the Gengar. So I got all three of those ones, and I do have the Snorlax as well. So you can see that the Gengar has been on quite a journey. A lot of these trainer galleries are, and the percentage gains are absolutely crazy. Obviously, it would have been better to buy at this point, but I was buying other stuff at this point, so I did benefit from the climb up. You can't always have everything and count all your bases, but even at 16.42 USD, or even like more, since some of the latest sales are approaching 20 USD, you're still looking at, a Gengar. And we've seen that the Pikachu can reach high prices. We've seen that Charizard can reach high prices. So with all these sets out of print, I definitely don't think this is a crazy price to pay for such a fan favorite Pokemon. And like people have mentioned before, this artwork can be very funny, and I've heard some funny things about it. So it's memeable for that too. So here's a Pikachu that I've always wanted, never had the chance to pick up, and it is not at all-time highs right now. So I'm glad I picked it up when it wasn't at all-time highs. But here, you guys know, I didn't even know this was textured, but this is actually a textured Pikachu as well. Obviously looks better than the other Pikachu from Crown Zenith, and it is more pricey, which makes sense. But it's just such a good card encapsulating the era. You got Shadow Rider, you got the Urshifu, you got the... I don't even know the names now. Zamazenta? Or is this the other one? Zacian? One of the legendary Sword and Shield dogs with the sword. That's pretty crazy. Eh? They're pretty new, but yet they don't have the staying power in my mind that like a Mewtwo or one of those legendary Pokemon from the OG eras does. But yeah, I will learn. I will learn the name. But no, it's just such a good artwork. I didn't have this in my collection, so I finally added it up. Like I told you guys, Pikachu, it's a very safe bet in terms of the popularity. Maybe only second to Charizard, but even that's debatable because Pikachu is the face of the franchise, really. I would even put Pikachu above Charizard in popularity, personally. And then you have a great looking card. It symbolizes the era. It's in Crown Zenith, which is out of print and which will only go up in theory. The sealed product, which will have positive effects on the cards as well. A lot of people and a lot of YouTubers have said it's the best set of all time. It's their favorite set. I don't personally feel that way about Crown Zenith, but I do think it's really good. And the fact that a lot of people do feel that way means that the price of the cards is definitely going to have a premium down the line, especially of the fan favorite Pokemon like Pikachu. And again, huge shocker to me that it was textured. I didn't even know that. This Kingdra, I actually was going to get the Greninja too, the Shroud of Fable promo, but they didn't have it. Somebody went in, purchased a bunch of Greninjas, like I think he said 5 or 6 that they had. And so, yeah, that not a good day for me in terms of trying to hunt for that Greninja. But it's a sign for you guys that clearly the Greninja is popular. I came in wanting to get it. Someone had purchased like so many copies, so clearly it's a good sign for the Greninja. Either way, this Kingdra was very impressed. I was very impressed when I saw this artwork originally, and yes, it doesn't have the popularity of a Greninja, but Kingdra is very cool. It's a evolution of a first generation Pokemon, Seadra, and it was a very cool when the second generation came out. This was definitely one of the very cool Pokemon. And yeah, just the waves, the moon, the nighttime vibe, very very cool artwork. Definitely knew I wanted to get it, and the opportunity presented itself luckily. So as you can see, you're again not buying at all-time highs, which is nice to see. Obviously, if we do get Shrouded Fable reprints, it doesn't necessarily mean we'll be getting these specific box collection reprints, and it doesn't mean we'll be getting more of these promos. So I very much liked to purchase these now before they really get out of control, because they're really cool. And besides that, if they do restock or reprint the boxes with the promos, I'm gonna be happy. I'm gonna be buying the dip. I'm gonna be trying to get my hands on quite a few of them, because I do think that these promos are absolutely amazing. NTV, you guys may know if you watch my portfolio videos that I do have the Suicune and the Raikou in PSA 10 from Crown Zenith. Again, Crown Zenith is a good time to buy some of these cards, I think, if you want them, because Crown Zenith is perfectly positioned now to, keep going up as the reprint window has closed, and now we're approaching almost next year the next generation after the generation after Sword and Shield. So since Crown Zenith is Sword and Shield, this is definitely might not be a bad time to pick up the cards you want before they get that boost, because it seems that once a generation is 2 generations behind, sometimes it really starts rallying, it really starts going up heavy. So I definitely wanted to get this Entei, not only to complete the trio of artwork, but also to just get it before it goes up. And you can see you're also not buying the high, which is nice. Not a crazy difference in price, but again, not one of the more expensive cards. And yeah, easily buy for the artwork, for the fact that it's Entei. Honestly, the artwork is not my favorite, which is why I never pulled the trigger on the PSA 10. I did try, but no one was taking the deals, and then people don't want to let it go for too cheap. I was trying to do some offers, but people didn't bite. So yeah, that's why I didn't like fork over, because I didn't think the artwork was quite as good as the Suicune and Raikou. But glad to finally have this artwork in my collection to complete the trio. Steelix, guys, so happy I finally got this one. I've been also recommending this one in videos, right, in my under 50 video, just like with the Entei that I recommended. I did recommend this Steelix as well. One of my favorite cards of Paradox Rift, and it was sad that I didn't have it for so long. And obviously, I liked it when it came out, and obviously I should have grabbed it then. But like I said, I was grabbing different stuff. That stuff has gone up. Like if you think about the Groudon, for example, and also the Garchomp, I got both of those, and they did go up. But finally pulled the trigger on the Steelix. Again, clearly the market is reflecting how much I like it as well, since it did hit a huge high here, went to a higher low, and now it's hit even higher highs. So clearly there's a lot of strength and a lot of value people see in this card. Finally got this one too. This was out of the 4, the Sylveon Trainer Gallery, the Sylveon VMAX Trainer Gallery, the Umbreon Trainer Gallery, and the Umbreon VMAX Trainer Gallery. This is the only one I was missing, so I finally picked it up. Again, not really at all-time highs, but pretty close. But I do want to have this in my collection. Absolutely beautiful card, and I do like the normal V a lot too. But in person, I've grown even more fond of this card. When I saw it just on the computer, I didn't like it as much as I do in person. I knew I wanted to have it, but in person, it really is a great card. Love the trainer Pokemon combination here. And again, showing that strength of a higher high this time than even when we had that run. And yeah, like I said, I'm really excited to see when we have the mania of the 30th year anniversary, and the fact that then Sword and Shield stuff will be 2 generations old, not just last generation, but the generation before the last generation. I'm very excited to see where these cards will be, because I definitely see them doing more runs when people start registering. Whoa, that's quite a bit of time ago now. And last but not least, another Crown Zenith one. So I definitely focused a lot on Crown Zenith here, almost 50%. But Arceus VSTAR. Now, yes, my first choice would have been Giratina V, but they only had it in Japanese. And obviously, I don't collect really Japanese unless it's a Japanese only card. Then I could sometimes justify it. But this is, in my opinion, the best artwork of Arceus. I didn't even know whether you want to say Arceus or Arceus, whatever, but I didn't even know that this, last time I checked, was more expensive than the Mewtwo, which is crazy. I do have a PSA 10 of that Mewtwo. I think it's absolutely amazing. But glad to finally have this Arceus. And honestly, I do want to get all 4 of the gold cards at some point. But Arceus is a way to start chipping away at that goal. And again, we see a similar pattern here that we've been seeing with a lot of cards, going to a high, falling, and then not necessarily falling as low as it was before, and then going to a new high again. So again, we're not buying at the lows here, but I do think a lot of these cards have room to grow as the set's aging and the sealed product is going up. And this is one of the top cards, right? You guys know that I believe in Pokemon when it comes to popular artworks, popular Pokemon, and like the most expensive of the sets. I believe that the rich get richer, and a lot of those cards are in, like, if it's a really good set, it could even be top 5, but those top 3 good Pokemon, good set, good artwork, I think you can't really go too wrong by investing in those, especially when you're looking at the age of alt arts and illustration rares compared to just a rainbow card of old. I obviously don't believe in those that much, but with this, I definitely do. My favorite Arceus artwork, so I'm glad to finally pick it up. And so that is it for the cards. I'm going to show on screen right now a picture of what I paid for each one. So this is Canadian, mind you, so you guys could do the translation if you want in USD. But Arceus VSTAR, and also the owner was nice enough to actually write out all these cards and how much for the video. So special thank you to that. Like, they always have time to help you out and to go above and beyond. So again, hope you check out Studio 151 in Fort Erie. And like I said, you might see me there. I don't know how many Canadians actually watch this video and how many are close by in Ontario. But if you are, definitely hope to see you there. Arceus VSTAR was $189.79 in Canadian. Keep in mind, this was a few days ago, so there might be small changes in the market. Sylveon VMAX, and he gives me a discount at the end, so just wait for that. But right now, he's just adding up the market prices. Sylveon VMAX, 80 Canadian. Steelix Steelix from Paradox Rift, 48 Canadian. Pikachu from Crown Zenith, 25 Canadian. Gengar Trainer Gallery, 21 Canadian. Kingdra, 35 Canadian. And Entei V, 40 Canadian. So the total would have been around close to 440 Canadian, but technically 438 and 79 cents. And then he took it down to 420 because I was buying them all, right? So very nice of him to do that. I really appreciate it. So we were under our 430 limit. Now that gives us 10 to bring over into the next month's special, where I try to, again, spend only what I earned on YouTube and use that for more Pokemon investment purchases. But yeah, I'm glad we could, as the owner would say, kill 3 Pidgeys with 1 stone because, yeah, I got to not only buy Pokemon stuff, which is a win, I got to support a local store, which is awesome, and also I got to make content out of it. So this is a really cool. If you guys like it, I will definitely do more. Let me know if you like in the comments. Like and subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next video.